C'è una persona, vedo nella lista, nella waiting room.
Siamo live.
So good morning to everyone. I'm happy to be here with you today again for this webinar number 11 of the SocialRES project. So my name is Silvia Caneva. I'm the coordinator of SocialRES. I'm here today with Iban Lacoste for I-ENER. Before giving the floor to Iban for the presentation of I-ENER, I'd like to give you a first short introduction of SocialRES. So SocialRES is a Horizon 2020 project financed by the European Commission. We started in May 2019 with SocialRES, and we will end in December 2022. In this project, we have several partners that are really dedicated, I would like to say, to social innovation. With social innovation, we mean energy community, aggregation, and crowdfunding. So SocialRES has the name to further support the market uptake of this kind of social innovation. We really know today that more than ever it's very important to have a solution to go to a clean energy transition and also to energy independence to mitigate also global warming. And so I would say that projects like SocialRES are really needed today. I'm very happy to be here with Iban Lacoste. Iban is an employee of I-ENER, that is, I will say, cooperative energy community. I will leave you then, Iban, the floor to better define, let's say, your organization. Iban is also one of the shareholders of I-ENER, and so you really see how much committed he is in his job, I will say, and how much really is important today to have people like Iban very active in this sector. And so I will now switch off my camera, Iban, to give you the floor. I kindly ask the participant in Zoom to keep also your camera off during the presentation of Iban, and also please the microphone. This webinar is already broadcasted in Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So you can also interact with us in these social channels. Just write a comment or a question, and then the team of SocialRES will direct your question to me and Iban in order to answer to your question. So Iban, welcome to this webinar number 11. Now I switch off my camera, also my microphone, but I'm here with you. And I will appear after your presentation, and then we will open the question to the audience. So thanks a lot, Iban. Thanks again. The floor is yours.
And thank you, Silvia. So I will present you a little bit I-ENER and a new model what we are trying to develop in the Basque Country. We are trying to develop to build an energy shortroute in the Basque Country. So I will present you that. And so I am the employee of I-ENER. We are 2 employees, and I am also a shareholder of I-ENER, which is like a cooperative, a member of West Corp, and also a shareholder of ENARGIA, which is a local supplier of energy, and which is also a cooperative. So first, to understand a little bit the subject. So our territory is located in the southwest of France. So we are the Basque Country is divided in between 2 countries. So there is one part in France and the other part in Spain. So we are located in the French part of the Basque Country. So you can see it in the red circle. So in our territory, it's quite small. We have just 158 municipalities and around 300,000 citizens. So the population is not very big. And I-ENER begin with a study, a researcher of the Basque Country did a study about the energy consumption in the Basque Country. And the conclusion was that 99% of the energy consumed in the Basque Country come from another place. So with this constatation, a few people create I-ENER in October 2014. And the first production projects began in 2016. So I-ENER began with a few objectives. So the first objective was a reappropriation by the citizens of the energy issues, because in France the energy sector was very centralized in big companies, public companies. So for the people, it was like a subject in what we are not very interested. So the objective is to sensibilize about this sector. And the objective is to develop the energy transition in the Basque Country. We see that we consume energy which come from other places. So like in the alimentation and other sectors, we think that it's very important to have local production. It's the same for energy. And a big pillar of I-ENER is also a construction of a cooperative governance. We have our status like cooperative. We are member of West Coop, and so when one person is become a shareholder of I-ENER, he is the principle of one shareholder, one voice. So if we invest 50 euros or 5,000 euros, we have the same power in the general assemblies. So the objective of I-ENER is to bring citizens together in our structure, and after to develop renewable energy project, so production of energy. So we begin with solar energy, but the objective is to develop any kind of renewable energy. And we have some pillars. I already explained that citizens are in the center of I-ENER. So we have a cooperative governance, and the majority of the capital is held by the citizens. We will see after the numbers of how much shareholders we have. So after we are investor, so we invest directly this money in new projects, so renewable energy projects, and one big part of I-ENER is one big pillar is that we want to develop projects, but only in our territory. We think that we have a lot of to do in our territory. So when the people invest in I-ENER, they know that we will invest this money in projects very local. So in the French part of the Basque Country. So here we can see the evolution of I-ENER. Now at the final of 2021, we had 568 shareholders, and the capital was of 516,000 euros. What can about that? So we have 564 shareholders. The big majority, there are physical persons like me, after we have also public actors. We have it can be a municipality, but we have also our how can I say that is a CAPB is a like a small region of the Basque Country, so they are also shareholders. And we can have companies, other cooperatives, different kind of shareholders. So just to explain a little bit what were the first project. So now we have 17 projects which are working. So we invest in these 17 projects, and now we are producing energy and we are selling that energy. So you can see our territory in this map, and in red we have the projects which are working, and after we have in yellow the new projects for this year, and we cannot see it very well, but there are in orange other projects which are terminated. We just need to connect this project with electrical market. So in total we have 400 kilowatt peak installed, and these projects are all in photovoltaic projects. So we can see a few projects. There are different scales of project. We can see in the project of Makai in the left part is a project of 500 square meters, more or less, and the power is 100 kilowatt peak. And we have a lot of projects which are smaller, like we can see below, in schools, in a church too, in different public buildings. So just to explain a little bit the chain of energy in France and in other countries. So we have 3 big parts. We have a production, the supplier, and the transport and the distribution. So the production is like I-ENER. We produce energy and we sell the energy in the market. So there is I-ENER, but there are a lot of factors, and one of the biggest is EDF, Électricité de France in France, which they have a lot of nuclear energy. After we have a supplier. So the supplier, they buy energy to the producers, and after they sell this energy directly to the customers. So in 2018 we created ENARGIA, also a cooperative, and the activity began really in 2019, and after 3 years of 3 years working in 2022, now ENARGIA has had around 700 cooperatives and 3,700 customers. And so the objective is to create a new local energy model between I-ENER and ENARGIA. And the last part, the transport and the distribution. In our part, we have two big actors, ENEDIS and RTE. But this part is not liberalized, so we cannot control this part. There are public actors. So we create for the production a cooperative, which is I-ENER, and for the supply chain, ENARGIA. And the objective to ENARGIA is the same of I-ENER, is to be a supplier only in our territory, so they can sell the energy just to the customers of the French Basque Country. It's also that. So what we are trying to do is explaining this in this slide a little bit. So we are trying to building an energy shortroute at so in our territory we create I-ENER, which is energy producer. So the objective is to develop a project of production of energy, after to sell this energy to a local supplier, which is ENARGIA. And after ENARGIA will sell this energy directly to the customers, so the citizens, but also companies and other customers in our territory. And the objective is that I-ENER and ENARGIA are both cooperatives, so the citizens participate directly in the two structures, and they can vote in general assemblies, and these two structures are held directly by the citizens. And another part what we want to develop a little bit is also that I-ENER we develop a project, but we are also thinking to help the citizens to develop their project. So if we can help them to develop a personal project, we think that is also a role of our cooperative. So we are trying to develop this kind of activity too. Now I will enter a little bit in numbers about the consumption and the production of renewable energies in our territory. So there is a public data from the ENEDIS, which is the operator for the distribution of energy in our territory. So just to know a little bit how much customers there are in our territory and how much places of production. So we can see in the left that we have more or less 235,000 of customers in the Basque Country. So the big part is a residential customer, and after we have industry, we have services, agriculture, but the big part is residential. And after we can see in the right how much production projects we have. So in our territory, we have photovoltaic, a lot of small projects, and after we have also hydroelectricity, because we are located between in the Pyrenees, which is we have mountains, so we have small hydroelectricity projects. The big majority of our renewable energy come from the hydroelectric projects. And in this slide, we can see so the consumption and the production in our territory. So we can see that the numbers are very big for the consumption. We in 1 year, in 2020, we consume 1,663 gigawatt hour in the year, and the production is just of 100 gigawatt hour. So we can see that it's a very low number, and we can see the repartition of the production. The big majority come from the hydroelectricity and of solar panels, and we have also a little bit of bioenergy. So we can see here that we have a lot of work to do, because we with I-ENER, with the 17 projects what we are working now, we've just produced 0.5 gigawatt hour in the year, and ENARGIA commercialized 30 gigawatt hour in the year. So if we compare it with the numbers of the consumption and production of the territory, we are a little bit far, but it's an objective for a lot of years. We have young structures. So to develop that, there are barriers and different levers. So we can see that the number of the production in our territory is very small. So we need to invest a lot to develop this production project. So it's not easy to find the capacity, the financial capacity to invest in this project. And after, there are also administrative barriers for the development of this project. For example, for wine mills, we have no wine mills in the Basque Country because of administrative barriers with the defense, with the army. They don't want this kind of projects in our territory, so there is not wine mills in our territory, for example. And there are also a few administrative barriers to develop direct projects between I-ENER and ENARGIA, because until now, I-ENER developed just very small project. So we have feed-in tariffs by the state, we sell the energy in a feed-in tariff, but we need to sell it to the big actor of energy in France, which is EDF. We cannot sell directly this energy at this price to ENARGIA. So it's a barrier to create our shortroute. But the objective is to develop biggest projects to reach this objective. And after, there is also this current energy crisis. with the situation in Ukraine and Russia, it's quite complicated also for that. So, but we have opportunities, and there are some levers to do this kind of project. So first, there is a new European directive about energy communities. So France had the national law of France. We have a transposition of this directive in 2021. So that can help us to develop new projects. After, we have also support of local public actors, so it can be the CAPV because there are shareholders of I-ENER, but also region and relocate region and other public actor. And one lever is also that now we are trying to develop new project with another scale, and the objective is with that to have a massification of our production and to sell the energy directly to ENARGIA, because we will not have feed-in tariffs in this project, so we can sell the energy directly to a supplier. So the objective will be to work with ENARGIA. And after, I put also that we have a strong identity in the Basque Country that can help us, because there is the people of the Basque Country want to develop our territory, want to have a local production for energy, but also for the agriculture, for alimentation. So that can help us to develop projects, and it can be interesting for I-ENER and ENARGIA. So to reach our objective, one big objective is the massification and the diversification of the production. So the objective is to work in photovoltaic projects, but also in other projects. For example, with wind energy, there are administrative barriers, but well, I hope that in the future it will be easier to do this kind of project. After, we are also seeing what we can do in hydroelectricity, because we have a lot of we have a few mountains, and we have different mills, a lot of mills in the Basque Country. So maybe we can rehabilitate these mills to produce energy. So we are seeing also this subject. And after, we have also biomass, so methanization, gasification, wood energy. We are lucky with that, because we have a lot of forest. We have so we can use the forest to develop cooperatives to exploit this forest, and to use this wood to produce energy, to produce heat. And methanization, we have also a lot of agriculture and a lot of cows. So cows and sheep. So maybe we can develop projects, but we want to keep our values. We don't want to develop very big projects which are not in line with our values of small agriculture and biological agriculture. So we are seeing that also. And just put one small example of project. So for the photovoltaic, we continue developing projects in small projects in roofs. In public actors building roofs. But we have also seen PV on ground in contaminated lands. But in I-ENER, we don't want to develop projects in agricultural surfaces. We think that the agricultural surface need to stay for the agriculture, but we have some places which are contaminated, so we cannot do anything in these lands. So one possibility can be to put photovoltaic on ground. So here we have one project which we are developing. So it's a project of Saint-Pé-sur-Nivelle. We expect to launch this project in 2023. So the power will be around 2.5 megawatt peak. So this project is 25 is big. It's bigger than our total of project until now. So it will be a big change of scale for us. And we can expect that it will be the annual production of 3 gigawatt of annual production. So if we compare that with ENARGIA's sales, they sell in 2021 they sell 30 gigawatt hour. So it will represent like 10% of the sales of ENARGIA. So it can be very interesting. And like I said before, there is no feed-in tariff in this kind of project. So the objective will be to try to sell directly this energy to ENARGIA. And another point which is important is like we are developing this project, but the objective is to develop this project with public actors too. So there is a syndicate which are we are contacted with a syndicate of residues to develop that, and with CAPV to realize this project together. So it's very important to have citizens working also with public actors. So that was a little bit my presentation about the new energy shortroute what we are trying to develop. So we know that we have a lot of work to do to reach it, but well, we already create 2 structures, 2 cooperatives about for this objective, and now we need to develop projects together and involving citizens and public actors. And we are going on it.
Thanks a lot, Iban. Thanks a lot. It was very interesting presentation. I have some questions for you, but before taking the advantage of my position, I will say I give you the floor to the participant connected in Zoom if they have any question for Iban today. Yes, Justine, please. You can perfect. You can unmute yourself. Thanks that I will switch on the camera.
Thank you. Thank you for your talk. I am from Poland. I represent an NGO and the business mostly in consulting, and we work quite closely with some regional authorities in Poland, also on energy transition. So I'm very much interested in this part of your talk when you mentioned that you have support from the region, from the authorities. Could you elaborate a bit what kind of support and how it helps you?
Yes. So for the region, we have they have like public support for different projects. So we are trying, for example, to develop self-construction projects in our territory and to help the citizens to develop a small project. So the region supports us to develop this kind of project. We also have support for the Euro region to think about the hydroelectricity part. We are working with two other cooperatives from Spain, from the Spanish part of the Basque Country, to identify different mills which can be interesting, and to do a hydroelectricity project. So we can do that because we have support of Euro region. So we have that, and another part which is very interesting also with Nouvelle-Aquitaine region. There is they help us because we have citizens cooperative. So when a citizen invests 250 euros in I-ENER, they invest 250 euros. So we have also this direct financial support when we have citizens which are investing in I-ENER. And that's true for I-ENER, but also with other projects in other places of the region.
Right, so they match whatever people invest, right?
Yeah, they invest the same amount until this 250 euros. If I give 1,000 euros, they will invest 250 euros maximum.
Right. Okay, that's great. Thank you.
Thanks to you. You can stop the sharing if you want, Iban, so we see each other.
Yeah.
Because we are very small now. Okay, perfect. Thanks. Any other question from the participant that I see here in Zoom? No, since not, so I have some question for you, Iban. So you said before that the majority of the capital is by citizens in I-ENER. Yeah, I suppose the other capital is the support that you just mentioned now from the authorities. Or do you have any other shareholders in your cooperative?
So yes, the majority is by citizens, but like I said, for example, the CAPB, which is our public authority, local public authority, there are shareholders of I-ENER, and they have 100,000 action, so they invest 100,000 euros in I-ENER. So we see that we have 500,000 euros capital, so they have a big part of this capital. Yes. But the public actors have one voice, like me or like another citizen.
Are the public authority obliged to take part, or is something that you do on voluntary basis to take part?
It's not an obligation. It was a political engagement for them to invest in I-ENER, and the municipalities cannot invest directly in I-ENER. They can invest in I-ENER if we develop one project in the territory. Okay. If we have not project in the municipality, they cannot invest in I-ENER. It's a French law. So we have just we have 159 municipalities, but we did projects only 15 projects in municipalities, so they can invest in I-ENER, but the other ones no. And the CIPB can, because it's a big public authority in our territory.
Yes, makes sense. I think that they invest, in their territory. Yeah, I agree, to be honest. Then congratulations that you move from 187 shareholders to 564 from 2015 to 2021. As you said, did you see the impact of the war in Ukraine in the new members? There was more requests in this period, or was like before?
No, it was like, I would say that it was like before in the number of shareholders entering in I-ENER, but the people is more interesting to think about self-consumption, that maybe I can produce a little bit of my energy in my home. It will be more secure or more logical. So we see a little bit a change in that, and after it's more impacting too for ENARGIA, which is a supplier. So they buy energy to from hydroelectricity companies, and because the energy price increase a lot, so they buy energy a lot of in a price a lot of more expensive. So it's more impacting for ENARGIA, which is a supplier.
Yes, I can imagine. And then you say that the strong identity in the Basque Country can support, the need of the citizens to be energy independent, I think, because the stronger is your identity, the more you want to be independent from the energy point of view. I don't know if is what you meant. Okay.
Yeah, that's it. It's true for energy, but also for other parts. So for example, for the alimentation, or for the economic part, we want to develop our projects in our territory and to consume what we produce. It's a part of our identity, because we have also a language and a culture, which is a little bit different. So it's quite strong.
Yes, it's part of the package.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't know how to call it. Okay, but better for energy, because if you are more independent with the renewable energies, much better for the environment and so on. Then I really like the fact that you are using contaminated land for photovoltaic project, especially if they are ground mounted, in my opinion, because at least you use land that otherwise will have been not used. So really congratulations for this. Then I see that you will be very active in biogas. As we say now, with the problem from Ukraine, we see that it's not only electricity, but also gas production, methane production, natural biogas, very important. Yes, then I have a question related to the fact that you have to have a supplier ENARGIA. I think this is something related to the French market, right? The energy market that you as I-ENER, okay, because in Italy, I'm a member of an energy cooperative. I receive directly the electricity bill from the cooperative. You cannot do this in France. Okay, it's another market.
I-ENER is a producer. We can sell the energy to suppliers, but not directly to the customers. Right. Now is a little bit changing with energy communities. There is a new administrative law, so we can do collective self-consumption, and we can with this kind of project we can sell energy to the customers, but it's a very specific project. Okay. We cannot do it with the other projects which are working until now.
So, for instance, the citizens, they will receive the electricity bill from ENARGIA, not from I-ENER. Okay.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
But they know that behind there is I-ENER, so they are a member of the cooperative I-ENER, and then they get the electricity bill from ENARGIA.
Yeah, that's it. But like I said, until now, we cannot sell directly the energy to ENARGIA because of the feed-in tariffs. But the objective will be to reach that. But they know that I-ENER produce energy and ENARGIA commercializes it. So we have it's already like a little bit of local energy produced, and the activity of ENARGIA is also local. So local employees, local works.
Okay. ENARGIA, they have 700 cooperators, so 700 cooperatives. Wow, they are combined. Yeah. Okay. Yes, because of course also the other cooperative, they have the same problem with I-ENER, that they cannot sell directly the electricity to the consumers. Okay. Perfect. Thanks a lot. It was a very interesting presentation. I took a lot of notes from my side. It was very clear. As I said, it's very important to see this practical example, especially nowadays, because in my opinion, a lot of citizens, since they do not know that they can be member of I-ENER or other energy cooperative. And so the aim of these webinars is also to inform as much as people we can that is possible to have already today, renewable electricity at home, even though you don't have the space and maybe the financial resources to install a photovoltaic system. So this is very important, because sometimes the people, they think that they have to buy a photovoltaic system, to have the roof, to contribute to the mitigation of global warming, energy dependencies, but there are already solutions, very practical. Iban here is a witness. You can see. That we can already do it today. So if there are any other questions from the participant in Zoom? I don't know, Alice, if you see, yes, please, Justina, the floor is yours again.
Yes, thank you. I'm also curious about what is the exact nature of those contaminated areas? Why are they contaminated? And what are the circumstances that, even though they are contaminated, it is safe to use them for this kind of project? Yeah.
So these places are contaminated because there is our residues when we produce residues like citizens and companies. We the syndicate of residues put these residues in these places, and after when is full, they put a little bit of ground. So we have a lot of residues, and after we have ground in this part. So it's not dangerous, because we know that are just residues, and we just come with photovoltaic panels in the ground part, so it's not dangerous. But for example, we cannot put these solar panels. We cannot go under the ground. We need to stay just in the surface, in the surface. But if we do that, there is no problem. But we know if for example, if it was agriculture, the plants will go up with a lot of residues around, so it will not be very, very good, and it's not possible.
Right. Thank you.
Thanks to you. I got a question. I wanted to ask the same. Residues, you mean the landfill, waste?
Yeah,
okay.
Waste. Yeah.
Okay.
Waste,
yeah. Yes. No. Indeed, when the landfill is full, you cannot do anything else, and so it's very important if you use it with photovoltaic system, in my opinion. So great idea. There are a lot of full landfills in Europe, I think. Okay, thanks also for the question, Justina. Very, very, very interesting, very relevant. Okay, I don't know, Adice, if you see any question from the social medias.
No questions from social media's channel.
Thanks, Adice. So I think if there are any other questions from the participants, we can close the webinar. I would like to thank the participants today with us in Zoom, also those ones that are following us on Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Thanks again, Iban, for your commitment. What you are doing 8 hours per day, maybe more, I don't know, or less, but it's very important to have a person committed as you are in this special moment, era of our in our planet, because there are a lot of challenges with the war, as I say, the climate change that need to be addressed as far as we can. So it's very important, as I said, that to have people like you, that you are really working hands-on learning in these kind of topics. Thanks a lot, Iban. We will see each other in the SocialRES project, of course. For the others, we have other webinars until the end of SocialRES. So follow the SocialRES account in Twitter and LinkedIn, because you will see when there are the other webinars scheduled for SocialRES. Thanks a lot also to you, Alice, Marta, that you are supporting the organization of these webinars. So we can close the webinar. Have a nice lunch if you have not eaten yet. Okay, thanks a lot.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.